Hi everyone, I'm Matt, and today we're looking at canine mysteries. I love dogs. Dogs are better than people in some cases. Let's have a look.
We've all heard of the Wolfman, but what about the Dogman? In recent years, there's been a spate of reported sightings of a dangerous creature with a canine head that walks on two legs. And one man in Tennessee claims he...
Better than a dog with four legs with a human face. That would freak me out. In fact, it did. I'll see if I can put the video of that now.
Elizabeth. He's got video proving that the trendy legend is real. It's March of 2011. Scott Carpenter, a systems administrator for a small software company in East Tennessee, is conducting Bigfoot research in his spare time when his trail camera records this mysterious footage. It's a tough angle, but look at the upper left corner of the screen. Missed it? Scott himself didn't notice it until he got home and reviewed the footage. Then he made this enhanced magnification, and here, it seems like you can make
Jar Jar Binks. Or is that a minotaur? A minotaur?
I can't believe my eyes. A minotaur.
Check out a dog-like head bobbing between the tree branches.
The movement caught my eye. You could literally see the nostrils opening and closing as it was taking breaths. And I did some research, called some people, and described...
That's a cow. That looks like a cow.
I had, and they're like, that's a Dogman.
Field researcher Ken Gerhardt explains that while Dogman encounters are relatively new,
There's nothing man about it.
reports seem to be increasing rapidly.
There are popular podcasts where eyewitnesses will come on and tell about their stories
I'm sorry, but there was nothing mannish about that dog with her.
or accounts or encounters. The encounters are often very chilling. Dogman is often seen feasting on roadkill. It chases,
It's a dog.
claws at automobiles as they go by. It's an utterly terrifying creature, whatever it is.
The Dogman craze traces back to Michigan. A local legend about the half-man, half-hound first caught fire in 1987 and then blew up again in 2007
Who's a good boy? Not the Michigan Dogman.
when a man named Micah Gruss
The Dogman of Michigan, a legend with more sightings than Bigfoot. Oh, that's also something that doesn't exist.
recorded this.
I'm sorry, you might be having a pop at me right now going, Bigfoot does exist. When it comes to cryptids, I'm very much of the opinion of why do we not see bodies?
Now famous footage.
I mean, they've got to die sometime. And if you die in the woods, there's skeletal bones, there's a corpse. Not found anyone. Not a single one.
Known as the Gable Film. It starts out like an unremarkable home video, but then shows a creature crawling on all fours, then standing erect, and finally, charging the cameraman.
Gorillas do that though, don't they?
The legend
That's fake. That's fake.
of the Dogman made people afraid to go into the woods.
Anything which is like a lost what is it, found footage, like the Blair Witch Project or Cloverfield, anything that's of that nature, and it goes, oh, but we can't find the original people in the video because they're the ones who posted it.
And I'm sure many 10-year-olds were scared to death by parents retelling the story around a campfire.
I mean, whoever was in that suit, you know, Andy Serkis would be pretty impressed with that, to be honest.
Now here's the thing. Micah Gruss has always been upfront about the fact that the Gable Film was a hoax. That's Mike himself in a costume running at the camera.
Fair play.
Pretty impressive that the dude can move like that on all fours. But the phenomenon of reported Dogman sightings is very real, and Scott Carpenter swears his footage is proof positive. So what do our experts think?
Yeah, fair play. If you straight away you go, look, it was fake. It was me in that suit, and I created the video. At least you're not trying to fool people, because you know my opinion on that. I just think people who put fake information out there are scum.
First, we took the footage to anthropologist Kathy Strain. She says that if true, reports of the Dogman describe different behavior from what we see here.
Dogman is thought to be extremely aggressive, and if you're in their space, they will do everything possible to get you out of their space, including running you down.
You can't say that unless you know they exist.
The video, I don't believe, shows a Dogman because it would have tried to run Scott out of the area.
How do you know that? You can't make inferences about something the way it would behave if you don't know they actually exist.
Prompted us to analyze the video.
That to me looks like a cow. What a cow's doing stood in the middle of a field, I don't know, but it looks like a cow.
More closely. And our main man, Michael Primo, saw nothing hinky with the source footage. But when he inspected Scott's enhanced magnifications, the pixels told a different story.
This recording has undergone some sort of change. The operator essentially stabilized this part of the video image and then applied what's called pixel interpolation or zooming. And I'm seeing symptoms of that here. Information may have been added to make something look subjectively better, but not objectively accurate. Based on the analysis that I've performed, I cannot authenticate these images, and I'm concerned about the opportunity to manipulate these pixels to represent something that wasn't originally recorded.
Ooh. I mean, what you were saying there is what people would do. You would zoom into that section, and then you'd try to enhance the pixels to see clearly what it is, but I think, Samsung apparently did this with their camera, where if you take a picture of something, AI would actually interpolate what it is and then alter the image to make it more clear, but it wasn't the actual source image. So someone took a picture of the moon, and then AI would actually go, oh, it's the moon, and then they would actually improve the image using AI generation, almost. So it wasn't the real image. So anyone looking at that would go, oh, it's been faked, or there's been like pixels added in here and there. But it's not the person doing it. It was actual the camera and the software doing it. So I'm not sure the guy was trying to basically fake this one. More that he's just been caught out of doing maybe by practice in terms of trying to zoom in and then interpolate what the image could be. And in turn, it's not actually rendered the final result. So I'm not saying it's a hoax, effectively.
Since Scott Carpenter's enhanced videos cannot be considered reliable evidence, we are going to have to conclude this is a hoax. While the Gable Film video and image...
I think they might... I don't know, they might have done him dirty there, calling it a hoax, because a hoax says you've faked this and you've tried to make out like it's one thing or another. But I think if he's tried to zoom in and he's done it in good faith, then I'm not sure calling it a hoax is the right thing. On the flip side, maybe he did.
Just like these may capture the imagination.
But it's embarrassing though, because you're creating that video, then you go in on the show to say this is what I captured, and at the end of it they go, yeah, it's a hoax, meaning the guys faked it. You've got to go to work with your colleagues the next day after seeing this.
Of those who want to believe in Dogman, the rest of us will just have to keep sniffing around for proof. On a sweltering July day in 2020, UK residents Meg Oxtby and Jeff Parlett are on a hike with their trio of Hungarian Viszlas, unaware of what they're about to witness.
We were walking along, just having a chat like we normally do, and then we noticed that the dogs were not moving.
She's happy.
At first, this looks like a photograph, but keep watching. The camera starts moving, and yet the dogs all appear to be frozen in their tracks.
We couldn't believe it. You could see the leaves moving and all the bushes, but the dogs were completely still.
I'm telling you, we are not freezing or slowing down this video. You can tell by the shrubbery right here that it's moving in the wind. Now check out how this dog has his leg raised and tail curled. And this other dog is frozen in mid-step. Look, it seems impossible to maintain balance like that. The three Viszlas stay in that position for 4 whole minutes before resuming their normal dog activity.
4 minutes I'm a little dubious about, because if I was walking the dogs and the dogs just suddenly froze, yeah, I'd record it for about 20 seconds or so, but then I'd be like calling to the dogs to make sure they're all right, and I'm like, Rufus, I don't know why I call my dog Rufus, and then you walk over to it and you start, stroking its head, giving it a wiggle, making sure that it's okay. I wouldn't stand there for 4 minutes just filming it.
We were completely gobsmacked.
Ancient cultures from the Greeks to the Romans to Koreans all have myths about dogs having supernatural ability.
And the Chinese, they've got nutritional ability.
The Mayans believed that dogs, known for being great swimmers, swam the souls of the dead across a shadowy lake to the afterlife. Forensic investigator Chase Klotsky wonders if something like that is at work here.
Are there like forces somehow making them stop like that? It seems like a theory is that dogs have a spiritual side almost. They sense things like earthquakes,
Dogs do. I genuinely believe it's real, but dogs do sort of have a sense of something strange. Like if you're in a room with a dog and you're just watching telly and the dog's asleep on the couch, and then it sort of sits up and then just starts staring into the darkness of another room and starts growling, I'd be shitting myself. I really would be shitting myself.
even death sometimes.
Recent studies have explored whether dogs have some sort of sixth sense to communicate telepathically.
And I've seen one video where someone recorded it, that somebody used to come home from work. I think it was in England. And they used to come home from work, but they used to come home from work at really different times every day. Because it was like almost like a co-worker where once you've done your rounds, you come home. But the dog would, within 5 minutes of that person coming home, would move to the front door and almost know that they're there. There was a theory that maybe the car sound was like, if it's 5 minutes away, could it actually hear? But traveling in a car for 5 minutes is a bit of a distance, so I couldn't imagine that. But it was strange how the dog sort of was always, because I think they filmed it over the course of a week, and the dog was on point every single time. Within 5 minutes, that person was home. I'm not saying it was telepathy or anything, it was just impressive.
Canine ESP.
They knew what they were all doing and they knew how long to stay still for. So it's just amazing how they can communicate without actually speaking. That side of it is kind of magical, really.
Bless her.
Ugh, that was me trying to freeze for just 5 seconds. It's impossible.
I don't know. You've done a pretty good job with your facial features.
I'm too twitchy. So forget about 4 whole minutes. It's clear these dogs can do some amazing things, right? But can they really freeze themselves in mid-step? Let's take the video to our experts. Zoologist Roxy Furman considers whether a supernatural force may have terrified the dogs into a form of paralysis.
Dogs definitely do freeze when they're afraid, so there could be something that's made them scared, but there's nothing else in their body language that indicates fear. Their ears are up, their tail's up. Viszla's a hunting dog.
Yeah, but for 4 minutes.
But I don't think that they can be that still for the entire duration of a 4-minute video without kind of any movement. It looks like it's been edited.
I don't think they could do it for 4 minutes without the owners going over at some point and saying, "Are you okay?"
In some way to me.
Compare this other video of hunting Viszlas with Meg and Jeff's. You can see these other dogs don't maintain their posture as well or as long. So maybe Roxy's right. Meg and Jeff's dog video can't be real.
So there are apps that can be downloaded on these mobile devices that can animate certain areas of a picture while preserving other areas frozen in time. Although these apps can deceive a viewer, we found no evidence to support that this file was manipulated or slowed down or frozen in any way.
So this is, in fact, real. Still, biology professor Floyd Hayes believes this is just the product of centuries of breeding.
This is a behavior that is selectively bred for in several breeds of dogs, although it is reinforced in dogs by training. In fact, they actually can be trained to lift a paw above the ground when they are pointing.
Hayes may be onto something here. At the end of the video, we do see the dogs unfreeze as soon as a bird flies away. But here's the catch. Meg and Jeff say they have never trained their dogs to behave like this.
We teach them, you know, sit and stay, but this was something on a completely different scale and something that I can't see being taught to them whatsoever.
Our verdict? This is still an animal anomaly. These three Viszlas really did freeze in place for...
Oh, fair play. Strange though, that you would sit there for 4 minutes and just film your dogs doing that.
4 minutes. And if Meg and Jeff truly didn't train them to do this...
I'm assuming that these guys had the entire 4-minute clip.
How they stop time is still...
Because they never showed the clip sped up as if it say, look, it is 4 minutes and go 4 minutes. It just showed you a little clip. Maybe, I don't know.
Doggone mystery. October 16th, 2021, in the suburbs of Phoenix, Arizona. A security camera in Jason and Tara Doyle's living room is monitoring the couple's 2 dogs safely crated. The clip records the dogs barking incessantly at an unseen stimulant. Then at the 22-second mark, they suddenly stop in unison and remain perfectly still, almost as if listening for something. Now, just before the clip ends, watch Kira, the black dog. Her collar suddenly unlatches itself, and then she either jumps back in fear, or observers have said, was thrown back by some force. Take another look as we slow down and zoom in. The collar comes off, and for whatever reason, Kira hits the side of the cage. Jason came home later that afternoon and instantly knew something was wrong.
Yeah, the collar snapped. It looked like it snapped. When it went like that, obviously it's put more tension on it, and it's just gone snapped. And because it snapped, it frightened the dog.
I pulled up our home security, internal security cameras, and was like, wow, that's really creepy. And then immediately sent the video to Tara and be like, so, take a look at this, honey. Kind of weird.
And this wasn't the first
You need to sweep up, mate. Jesus, there's a lot of crap all over the floor there.
time Jason and
I'm not judging.
Tara experienced unexplained
Which reminds me, I need to hoover up later.
activity in their home.
There were times where, like, the dog would stare at a blank wall in the corner of a room. Like, nothing over there. Wasn't, like, sniffing or licking or anything. And then, 5-10 minutes later, walk away.
While the question of whether this dog acted as a medium of sorts can be debated, the idea that dogs can perceive things humans cannot is a scientific fact.
Dogs and cats will know when a natural disaster is about to occur before we do. Also, people
Stop, don't stop, stop, don't stop, stop, don't stop.
who have cardiac disorders or seizures, they will often have service animals with them who can
Dogs are amazing. Dogs are amazing. Best things on the planet. Better than people.
sense changes to their physiology that allows them to help keep their owners safe.
There have also been stories of dogs howling when a person is on their deathbed, seemingly indicating an ability to sense the onset of death, or perhaps the presence
It's a dog man. That looks nothing like a man.
of spirits. In fact, their sense of smell is 50 times stronger than ours, with some 300 million olfactory receptors in their noses.
Blood sugar levels, cancer, COVID-19, bed bugs. These are all things that dogs can sense and identify.
Does this sixth sense give dogs like Kira the ability to see ghosts or spirits? The American Kennel Club states so much of animal behavior is uncertain that the possibilities of a dog sensing something a human can't is not out of the question. But what can our experts see?
A broken collar. The dog turned. It put tension on the collar. It snapped.
First things first, could this video be a hoax? A resident video forensics expert, Michael Primo, says the video has been reprocessed several times, but not intentionally manipulated.
We have the version that was uploaded to TikTok and then put into Premiere Pro and then extracted from Premiere Pro. That's 3 potential encoding stages that affected the original digital evidence integrity. One particular indication is these interlacing artifacts we see here on the animal as it begins to move. This is a result of processing the video several times.
So how to explain the collar coming unfastened? Theoretical physicist Professor Michio Kaku has a guess.
It seems that the collar was connected to something. And so as soon as the dog moved, the collar came off because it was stuck. Perhaps there was a string, a latch, connecting it to one of the wires in that cage.
I mean, I'm all for different theories, but sometimes Occam's razor is the simplest answer is the simplest and the most logical answer is usually the correct one. The correct one is the collar snapped or it came undone.
But looking again and blowing up the footage, we can't see any evidence of this, though of course the video quality is poor. And Kako acknowledges dogs do have something like a so-called sixth sense that humans lack.
We use eyesight in order to gain knowledge of the environment. Dogs use smell and sound, and their nose is much more sophisticated than our nose, and the amount of gray matter devoted to smell is huge. They have a way to detect things that we are just totally oblivious to.
Our verdict? We're gonna call this one unexplained.
Oh.
We can't say one way or another what went on in that cage. If it was a loose thread that got caught, how was it able to completely unlatch the collar? And what was...
Who's to say the collar was unlatched? If you look at the collar, it looks like there was 2 little bits. It looked like it had just snapped.
What was going on when Kira just froze? The only one who will ever really know what happened here is Kira.
Well, interesting segments. I mean, Dogman, no, doesn't exist. The thing looked like a cow in the forest, to be honest. I don't know why a cow would be stuck in a forest. The 3 dogs just freezing for 4 minutes. Yeah, I mean, if that was a genuine clip, fair play. I found it weird that dogs would freeze like that, which is completely unexpected behaviour, and then you wouldn't go over at any point within the first 30-60 seconds to make sure the dogs are okay, sort of give them a squeeze, make sure that they come back to life. I just wouldn't stand there for 4 minutes and record it. So, and at no point did they say, yes, we've got the entire 4-minute clip and it's genuine. So maybe they're taking their word for it that it was 4 minutes. So genuinely, I think they did freeze. The canine thing, at the end with the collar. Oh god, it looked like the collar snapped, or the collar unbuckled itself as the dog was turning. That was it. Nothing about ghosts or hoaxes. I don't know. Anyway, that was it for the canine mysteries. Not so mystery. You take care. I'll see you on the next one. Let me know what you think. Bye.